What now, my cousin Hamlet and my son?
A little more than kin and less than kind.
How is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Not so, my lord, I am too much in the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thy nighted colour off, and let thy eye look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with the veiled lids seek for the noble father in the dust. Thou knowest till common, all the lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Aye, madame, it is common.
If it be, why seem it so particular with thee?
Seems, madame? Nay, it is. I know not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, nor windy suspiration of forced breath. No, nor the fruitful river in the eye, nor the dejected havior of the visage, together with all forms, moods, shapes of griefs that can denote me truly. These indeed seem, for they are actions that a man might play, but I have that within which passes show, these but the trappings and the suits of woe.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these morning duties to your father. But you must have your father lost a father. That father lost his, and the survivor bound in filial obligation for some term, to be obsequious sorrow, but to preserve in obstinate condolement is a course of impious stubbornness. 'Tis unmanly grief. It shows a will most incorrect to heaven, a heart unfortified, a mind impatient, an understanding simple and unschooled. For what we know must be and is a common, as any, the most vulgar thing to sense. Why should we, in our peevish opposition, take it to heart? Fie! 'Tis a fault to heaven, a fault against the dead, a fault to nature, to reason most absurd, whose common theme is death of fathers, and who still hath cried, for the first course, till he that died today, this must be so, we pray you, throw to earth this unpeeving woo, and take of us as a father, for let the world take note, you are the most immediate to our throne, and with no less nobility of love than that which dearest fathers bear his son, do I impart towards you, for you intend, in going back to school in Wittenberg? It is most retrograde to our desire, and we beseech you, bend you to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier, cousin, and our son.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers. Hamlet, I pray thee, stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
I shall in all my best obey you, madame.
Why, 'tis a loving and a fair reply. Be as ourself in Denmark. Madam, come. This gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet sit smiling to my heart, in grace whereof no jocund health that Denmark drinks today, but the great cannon to the clouds shall tell, and the king's roast the heavens shall bruit again, bespeaking earthly thunder, come away.
Oh, that this too sullied flesh would melt, thaw and resolve itself into a dew, or that the everlasting had not fixed his cannon against self-slaughter. O God, God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. Fie unto a fie, 'tis an unweeded garden that grows to seed. Things rank and gross in nature possess it merely, that it should come to this. But 2 months dead, nay, not so much, not 2. So excellent a king that this was to this, Hyperion to a satyr, so loving to my mother, that he might not between the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth, must I remember? Why, she would hang on him as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on, and yet within a month, let me not think on it. Frailty, thy name is woman. A little month or ere those shoes were old, with which she nobled my poor father's body, like Niobe, all tears. Why, she, even she, O God of beasts that once discourse of reason would have mourned longer. I married with my uncle, my father's brother, but no more like my father than I to Hercules. within a month, ere yet the salt of most unrighteous tears had left a flushing in her gallied eyes, she married.
Action. For he himself is subject to his birth. He may not, as unvalued persons do, carve for himself, for on his choice depends the safety and health of the whole state, and therefore must be his choice be circumscribed unto the voice and yielding of that body, whereof he is the head. Then, if he says he loves you, it fits your wisdom so far to believe it, as he, in his particular act and place, may give his saying deed, which goes no further than the main voice of Denmark goes withal. And weigh what your honor may sustain. If with too credit ear you list his songs, or lose your heart, or your chaste treasure open to his unmastered importunity, fear it, Ophelia, fear it, my dear sister, and keep you in the rear of your affection, out of shot and danger of desire. The chariest maid is prodigal enough, if she may unmask her beauty to the moon. Virtue itself escapes not calumnious strokes. The canker guiles the infants of the spring, too oft before their buttons be disclosed, and in the morn and liquid dew of youth, contagious blasphemies are most eminent. Be wary then, best safety lies in fears. Youth to itself rebels, though none else near. I shall the effect of this good lesson keep as watchman to my heart. But good my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst, like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose path of dalliance treads, and recks not his own reed. Oh, fear me not, I stay too long. But here my father comes. A double blessing is a double grace. Occasion smiles upon a second leave.
Action.
Yet here, Laertes, aboard for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There, my blessing be with thee, and these few precepts in thy memory look thou character. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any an unproportioned thought his act. Be thou by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast and their adoption tried, grapple them unto thy soul with hoops of steel. But do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new-hatched, unflinched courage. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in, bear the opinion opposed may be, beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Costly thy habit as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy, rich, not gaudy, for the apparel oft proclaims the man. And they in France, of the best rank and station, are of most select and generous chief in that. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend. And borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry, this above all. To thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day. Thou canst not be false to any man, farewell. My blessing season this in thee.
Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord.
The time invests you. Go, your servants tend.
Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I have said to you. 'Tis my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it. Farewell. I am Ophelia.
Okay, who's
And the trifling of his favor. Oh, God. His own. For he himself is subject to his birth. He may not, as unvalued persons do, carve for himself, for on his choice. Yep. 4.
Wow.
the open bag? Hold up, it didn't start with
Wow.
You there, Laertes.
Hasn't
It's so small, I can't.
But now, my cousin Hamlet and my son.
Okay, it didn't.
But now, my son Hamlet and my son.
What?
Lord, I am too much in the sun. Oh, my lord, I am too much in the sun.
Good
Hamlet, cast thy nighted color.
In obstinate condolement, is a course of impious subordinates. I don't know what that word is.
It's a pyramid of greatness.
I love
Me.
Kadera. He has that in his room.
And the nominees for Best Supporting Actor are Jacob Collins as Ophelia, Jack Schaefer as Queen Gertrude, Sam Morgan as Polonius, and Abby Mans as Hamlet. And the Oscar goes to Sam Morgan as Polonius.
Boo!
Oh my god! Oh.
Thank you.
Speech.
I'd like to thank ALP